Today I'm going to show you the software overview of the Mini. When you start up the machine, this is the main screen that is going to pop up. This is going to be your home screen. On the top left, you'll have the recipe that is loaded, the number of the recipe, and the name of the recipe. Next to it, we'll have the machine state, which is a traffic light, where red is an alarm, yellow is just a warning that you have something to do on the machine, and then green is just ready to go. And you'll see what's the status of the machine state. This 8, or if the button looks like this, means that the machine is online. So it's going to wait for all the machines to be ready so you can spray. This with the red door will mean that the machine is offline, so the machine is not going to wait for any other machine to run. Then the next button, while the machine is running, when you click it, your arm is going to go to the center of the machine, and then you can spray your guns. This third button with a mop and a bucket, when you click it, it's gonna make like a cleaning mode, so it's gonna spray over your paper and the belt's gonna turn on. To stop it, you just need to press it again and it'll stop. Over here, you can change the language. If you click it, you'll see all the language available. Over here, we got the conveyor speed. You can modify if you click it and then press whatever speed you wanna run. The Mini only can, the max speed it can run is 3 meters a minute. For this one, we're gonna leave it at 2 meters a minute. You can modify the speed of arm spraying guns. So right now, it's gonna do 16 cycles a minute, so it's gonna move forward and back 16 times in 1 minute. Your next button over here is to clear all your alarms. So if I press the green button, I might be able to clear my alarms. So once I clear my alarms, you can see that the machine emergency disappeared. This next button will show all my alarms for my current alarm. Right now, because the machine is offline, if I go back, put it online, I'm not gonna have any alarm. And over here, I can see all my record, all my alarms that have happened all over the days and years. The next button over here, the sheet with the handwriting, are my recipes. On this screen, you can modify your recipes, load your recipes. So right now, we have loaded the recipe number 1 with the name lab. Here we can select the circuit that we're using, the circuit of gun that we're using, and which pump are we using. So right now we have, because we only have 4 guns, that means that's my circuit number 1. We always gonna put circuit 1 because we only have 1 circuit of 4 guns. If I'm loading my pump number 2 or 3, I can change it here. So these recipes are always gonna load my pump number 3. This turns on or off my reader bar because I wanna get the pieces red. I wanna keep it always on. The speed of the machine, you can modify here, also the cycles. What's the difference between this and the main page? The difference is if I save it here, every time I load my recipe, this speed of the belt and speed of the arm will stay the same. If I only modify it here and I never save it, whenever I load back my recipe, we'll go back to the saved one. The next page, edges, this is my overspray values, my sides values, and my front and back. This depends on how much overspray you want the machine to spray on your parts. If you want better coverage, you want to keep this higher. Right, over here, you have the push mode and the pull mode. So if you click it, you can disable it or enable it on either one. You always want to keep this simplified because if you turn it off, then you have to tell the machine how you want each gun to work. But I always suggest that just keep it simplified. Then surface, always try to keep the same values from both screens. The next page is your gun. This machine only has 1 arm, so on your B arm, you're not gonna have any gun. Here you can tell the machine, on this recipe, I want these 2 guns to work, the 2 and 3. If that's the case, but if you don't want all of them to work, just keep them green, so you're enabling all of them. On the final page, or final tab, you have all your notes. So this note, they're not gonna do anything on your recipe, it's just note for your operator. Here, it's just a reminder that, okay, on this recipe, I'm using tip number 12, and maybe I can put here the pressure of my fluid line. I can put the pressure of my atomizing air. Just a reminder to go change it. Here, we save it. We can change the name if you want. Or on the folder, we can load another recipe. So if I select recipe number 2 and I go and load it, then you have loaded recipe number 2 with name recipe number 2. Okay, we're gonna go back to the other recipe. As you can see that all the values change because that's the values on the other recipe. Here, let's go back. The next button over here on your home screen are the gun setup. Here you can tell the machine that, okay, if I have more than 4 guns, I'm gonna activate them, and then I'm gonna tell the machine where my guns are pointing. So I need to make a coordinate chart and measure all the coordinates of each gun. Here you can save up to 4 setups. So if you change here, you have these different angles on your guns and different coordinates. So just make sure that when you are running a recipe, make sure you have all your right values or your right setup loaded over here. If you modify it, you can save it here with the floppy disk. If you hit this button, we're gonna go to the home screen. And then the next button here is for machine parameters. So when you click it, this page is password protected. Yeah, if you need to access these parameters, you can just ask maintenance crew or supervisor to. And we don't recommend you to do any changes on this parameters page unless it is authorized by a Superfici dev. The next screen is your manual controls. So when you click it, you're gonna have all different tabs to control each individual part of the machine. So on your first screen that pops up, you're gonna have the guns control. If I click on each gun, so here if you can trigger each gun individually. You can put the arm in the center. If you click this button, it will take your arm to the center, and then you can trigger all your guns. Try not to trigger your guns without this being activated, because you're gonna make a mess on your filters or even on your window. This is the same button on your home screen. It's like a clean mode. When you activate it, it's gonna spray all over your paper. That way you can see if you have any collected. This is the same as the cleaning mode. It's just gonna do it for 5 seconds. If you never deactivate this, it will spray until you stop it. And the next page is the bars and sensors. Here you can see if you have any trash on your lens of your reader bar, it'll show up here. How will it show up? Like if I put my hand on top of it, you'll see how every LED is being triggered. To do anything on these pages, you need to start manual mode with this button. That way now you can move your arm. With this button, you just send it to a home position so it calibrates. And then with this button, you can move the arm. You'll see that it is moving on one direction, and then this bring it back to the home position. Or if you just move it like this and you click this, it'll send it back to the home position itself. The next page, conveyors. Here you can trigger your belt, so then your paper will turn on. If you don't have this button activated, it'll be like this, so you won't be able to do anything. But once you start it, then a button shows up, and then this action over here doesn't mean that it's on. It means what it's gonna do when you click it. So when you press it, it turns on, and then you turn it off. All right. Then the next tab is the ventilation. Here you can turn on the exhaust fans, turn them off if needed. This is mainly for maintenance, just to check if everything's running good, the right direction, or if you need to clean it, and then you have to turn it on just for maintenance. If your machine has the color change, you're gonna see these two tabs. If your machine doesn't have it, you're gonna see those tabs. Here you're gonna see which pump are you using. What this feature does is when you change your recipe, it automatically gonna change which pumps is the machine taking the paint from. Yeah, if you wanna use two, you just change the recipe. Right now the machine is to run the solvent first and then the pump number 1. So what it does is it does like a cleaning procedure and then change to your color and sprays all over the paper. And then on the other tab, you can see it. So when you turn it on, you'll see your pumps, and then you can trigger which pump like manually. And then the next button over here, the sheet with the magnifying glass, it just shows you like a report, your production. It's gonna tell you which recipe you loaded. You can put your work order, your customer, and your description over here. So let's say my customer is Superfici, I can type it and then then you have the description. You have here the time your machine is being turned on, the actual working time, and the actual downtime. Remember that every time you change your recipe, this will clear out. So if you wanna download it, you can put a USB memory stick on the back of the screen and download it. And then you have here the square meters that the read bar has read and the number produced. Right? Alright, then the next screen is the maintenance reminders. Here you can see all your maintenance points, like right here the infeed conveyor. You have to do all those things. Every time you do it, you can clear the counter by clicking the check mark, and you see that the counter reset. Yeah, the yellow box is your set point. So every 30 days, you have to do this maintenance point. When this reaches to 30, you're gonna have like on your home screen, you're gonna have yellow light indicating that you have to do something on your machine. Here you can see all the maintenance points. So you have questions on your maintenance. You can see our other video about maintenance. And then these buttons over here, this one without the hand is to start your normal cycle. So if you press it, the machine is gonna go through a ventilation process, and then it's gonna be waiting for you to put the part, and then you can stop it. These buttons over here are only for manual controls. If you wanna move anything on this tab, you need to have this on so that you'll be able to move your arm, or move your conveyor, or move your ventilation, and that's it.